In what world does it take a business 1 month to hire a copywriter? This is what one of my mentorship students said the other day before landing his first 4-figure per month client. And I want to share with you a big lesson that allowed him to do this and how you can do the same. So my student, this was his first client. He didn't have client results, he didn't have experience, and English isn't his first language. He's from Greece, and he's actually been a copywriter for just like 9-10 months, so he's not even the best at it. And so after he hopped on the sales call with this client, just because of his belief, he was able to convey he has client results and he has client experience and he knows what he's talking about, even though he's not the best at it. But anyway, everybody on the call was interested in hiring him. In fact, the CMO was like, hey, let's hire this guy right now. Thanks for bringing this guy on board, the person who got them on the call. And at the end of the call, they agreed on the price, 1.5K a month, if I remember correctly. And the CMO was like, okay, now I'm gonna send this to the CEO and then I'm gonna get you onboarded so I can hire you. And this happened 2 weeks from the time of me recording this video. And for 2 weeks or 1 week, if I remember correctly, the team didn't reply back to his messages. So this copywriter was like, fuck man, I lost the deal, what happened? Why didn't I close them? And I'm like, chill bro, chill. You don't push this. They're already sold, don't push. And that's why you need to have somebody with external feedback and somebody with experience, by the way, in your corner. Because if it wasn't for the feedback I gave him, he would have reached out to them again and again and again. And guess what would have happened if he reached out again and again and again? So I've talked many times about you wanting to create the perception that you have client results. But what would happen if this copywriter that I'm talking about started DMing the business every single day or every other day, being like, hey, what's happening with the deal? Hey, we're starting to work together. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, what's going on? Hey, can we move this forward? Hey, are we gonna work together? Hey, do you wanna make money? And imagine if he kept doing this. Would he create the perception that he has client results? Or would he create the perception that he has never worked with a client and he's fucking needy? What do you believe would have happened? Of course, the second. Of course, the business would think he's needy. Of course, the business would get repelled. Of course, the business would never hire him after that. And again, that's why you need to have somebody with feedback, somebody who can give you feedback. If you don't have the feedback, you're not able to take action until you learn. Once you learn, you can do everything on your own. It's fine. And so the lesson from this is that it took me 5 to 6 months to land my first $6,000 copywriting client. And I'm not talking about 6 months from the day I started. I'm talking about 5 to 6 months from the first time I outreached to them and from the time the prospect was interested. So I'm going to give you the exact situation. And by the way, to close from the previous one, my student, it took them 1 month from the time he outreached to them to the time he landed the client. So that was the sales process. Now in my case, 5 to 6 months. I reached out to this 8-figure client, send him free value. He replies from the first message I ever sent him. He's very interested. I'm like, cool, I land my first client. Let's go. He tells me to get on a call. He tells me that he asks me if I want to work with them long term. That's how much he liked the free value that I sent him. He asked me if I want to work with them long term. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? In my mind, I was like, fuck yes. But anyways, and we don't get on a call. In fact, we arranged the call. It's 5 times we arranged to get on a call. He can't make it. One time he's flying to whatever, America, Dubai, I don't remember. The other time something happened with his daughter. The other time something happened with his business, and blah, blah, blah. You get the point. So 3 months pass, nothing happens. I send him another free value, and he's like, hey, let's work together and blah, blah, blah. Let's get on a call. Eventually we get on a call with him, and nothing happens again. He tells me to send him some details about the project, but he never gets back to me. So I keep following up and I keep following up. 2 months later, he tells me to get on a call with his CEO, COO, Chief Operating Officer. I get on a call with him. We discuss about a project and I send him some details. Still no deal. Okay? Then a few weeks pass and I made a project with a 7-figure client. And I'm like, hey name, I just did this project with this person. Anyway. And he's like, hey, perfect. Give me the perfect deal. What's your best deal? What's the best deal you can give me? I'm like, shit, we're onto something. In my mind, I was like, is this gonna work? Fuck, I don't have high expectations because so many times we were about to work together, but we never did. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna think about it too much. Anyways, I go to my laptop and I get a Google Doc. And in the Google Doc, I go ahead and I create an entire project, like email sequences, low ticket offer, blah, 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 mid ticket offer. And we're going to do this. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to write the VSLs for you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to do all of this for a grand total of $7,000. I'm like, yeah, probably not going to happen. So who cares? I take the document, I send it to him, and I go off my laptop. I don't remember what I did. Maybe, I don't remember. So 10 minutes pass, 5 minutes pass, and I open my laptop again. And I see, back in the day, you used to have on Instagram 9+ messages. Now you can see that. I see 9+ messages, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? We're onto something. I open the conversation, I go there, and he's like, hey, can you do this for me in this way? And here's give me your WhatsApp number. And yes, can we do this for $6,000 instead? And this is this, and here's an example. And I'm gonna add you to my WhatsApp group with my CEO, and this. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? I sent him a WhatsApp. I'm like, yeah, sure, $6,000 is fine. In the meantime, I wanted to kill myself from how happy I was. In fact, I remember immediately after closing this deal, I went outside my home that I live right now, and I started screaming like fucking crazy. Yes, I fucking made it! I broke free from the matrix! That's what I thought. That's what I said. And so we talk on WhatsApp. I tell him, okay, let's do half up front, half later. Send him an invoice for $3,000. And bro, the moment I saw the $3,000 on my Stripe account, I'm like, my life will never be the same after this. My life will never be the same after this. In fact, this is something I thought, and that's something I remembered. It's from the first time that I started copywriting back in 2022, October. And I remember learning about copywriting in the real world, and I'm like, I had no clients, by the way. I was doing it for like 30, 60 days, and I was like, my life is never gonna be the same. But it wasn't until I actually landed these clients that I actually believed it. And that's why I always say that you're just one client away from changing your life. Because once you get the first client, once you see what's possible for you, once you see that it's actually real for you to be making money, once you see that it's not just something that you see other people winning and you're just in the sidelines, that's when you finally be like, oh shit, yeah, this actually works. So that's what I want to talk about today.